Hey, what's up? What's up? What's happening? What's popping? What's crackling? What's good? It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. Today is Tuesday. It is November 18th and it is, man, yeah, my computer screen shut down. It's 2:38 in the a.m. So I'm 8 minutes off my designated start time. I'm gonna be a little transparent today. I'm feeling like a little disclosure today. You know, when I started recording, I said I was going to keep it real, raw, 100, and not autobiographical. And I'm really feeling that today. Don't ask me why. Normally, when I'm talking to you guys, I usually take a portion of what's going on, of what has happened, and expand on it. But today, as I like to say, in my transparency, I'm being bare butt booty naked and just talking about life. Because as I also say, life be lifing. So a while back, I posed a question, just in general, mostly for myself. When's the last time you prayed earnestly for anything? And I was guilty of, superficial prayer. I want to say sacrificial prayer as well, in that, it was an empty sacrifice in that, you know, it cut into my time. My time for what? Lollygagging, skedaddling, hippity hopping. Basically, doing nothing. Nothing of importance, nothing of significance, nothing earth shattering, nothing people moving. It was a sacrifice just to pray. And it wasn't a good kind of sacrifice. And I'm still, notice as I said, I'm still, half-hearted on the prayer life. Do I believe in God? Absolutely. And the reasons are numerous. But the primary reason is I know, and I'm going to be patriarchal, I know that caused some issue with some folks the other day. I know what God has done for me. I know what He has done for me. And that's what I mean in being patriarchal, the pronouns that we use. That's how I was taught. So that's what stays with me. God is a spirit. God has no designated gender, that I know. But in how I was taught, that is the language that I use, and that's the language that I'm going to stick with. And that's as much of an apology as you're going to get. And when I say I know what God has done for me, I've shared most of my health struggles, both physical and mental. And not that, I have a formal diagnosis of anything. At one point, I did have a clinical diagnosis of obsessive compulsive disorder, but that was a misdiagnosis. It was extreme anxiety, however, and that was brought about as a result of the trauma of living in a house, growing up in a house, being a wee small child, and being witness to and interceding in adult domestic violence. You want to hear me talk nasty and grimy about somebody, let me flash on that. Yeah. So, when's the last time I prayed earnestly about anything? It's been a minute. I feel a little bit of conviction, I can say that with all honesty. I told you guys I'm brutally honest. I'm straightforward with me, first and foremost, and with everybody else. So I feel a little bit of conviction because I owe God so much. You know, I'm a cancer survivor for 16 years. I survived a diabetic coma. You know, He keeps me. God is my preserve. And when my anger is triggered, He's your preserve. When my anger is triggered, He's my reserve, because I don't always say what goes through my head. Because then I get those magical sentences of, I thought you were supposed to be, and you know, people fill in the blank, and it's like I'm obligated to live their perceptions of me. When I say, you know, I hold certain positions or titles, and any title or position I hold, I'm full aware that it's man-made and man-given. You know, and any kind of status or stature that I have, again, is man-made and man-given. I know who I am as a human. Best believe I know my faults and frailties. I speak on them often. My shortcomings, if you will, I speak on them often. See, when you're upset with me, it's usually because I've triggered something in you, you know, or I've reflected on something in you that needs to be addressed, and you're upset for having it exposed. Because more often than not, a lot of us live in these beautiful facades, you know, and then when the building inspector shows up and reveals a couple, 2 or 3 things, we start thinking about the cost and having to shell out, repair, do away with. It's costly to some of us. Always be open to, I want to say, inspection and introspection. How about that? How about we start off the day with that? Yeah, I'm feeling kind of deep and creepy. No, I'm feeling kind of deep today. And when I say deep, I mean introspective and you know, just dealing with my stuff.